Hey, it's syndicated radio talk show host, author, singer Al Cole, welcoming you to another edition of People of Distinction, the talk that gives an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. I come from CBS Radio. My shows are nationally syndicated, and I've helped pave the way to treating women, guys, too. Coming up, a guy that you're really going to enjoy. His name is Jerry Miller, and his book is Thoughts of Family. Now, obviously, it has to do with family life. Jerry is taking a different twist on family life with his books, Thoughts of Families. One of the things that he's going to be talking about is something that I don't think anybody who's ever come on my show has ever talked about. And I've done about 2,000 interviews through Apple of people of distinction, and I never hear it talked about through other major media shows. Jerry is unique here. He's going to be talking, one of the things he's going to be talking about is, well, let me put it this way. When somebody dies, a family member, one of the things that we do, the family, and especially the very close family members, well, they set up arrangements at a funeral home to view the body. Now, we're used to that. And we think, especially younger people think, well, what other way is there to do it? We supposed to view the body at home? Yes. See, according to Jerry, that's the way it used to be. That's the old-fashioned way. And I know that, too, because, of course, through research, through talking to people, especially people in a certain generation, I always like to call them the World War II generation, back in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. Well, they used to do that standardly. And even before that, of course, immigrants who came to this country in the early part of the 20th century and, of course, into the 19th century as well, usually there were probably not as many funeral homes. It wasn't set up that way. The body was viewed in the home itself. And it brought families together a little bit more. It was more intimate, and maybe it was more relaxing too. We're going to talk to Jerry about this. Jerry knows about that firsthand. He's a senior citizen, and he's going to explain to us some of the advantages of viewing a body of a loved one after that loved one has passed on, viewing that body in the home. And you're really going to enjoy it. You, my listening audience, you're going to learn from it as well. This is a spotlight interview on people of distinction, and that means that he was brought to us by one of the companies that brings me guests to People of Distinction on a paid basis. And this time it was ARPress. And if you have a book that you want to move, you got to move it through ARPress.com. Jerry's book, Thoughts of Family, available on Amazon.com. And also, I want you to go to ArPress.com, and you can locate his book that way as well. So we're going to welcome him on to People of Distinction right now. Welcome, Jerry, to People of Distinction with Al Cole. How are you today, Jerry?
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be on your show. And I thank you so much for the invitation.
My pleasure. And let's talk about it. Something very different. You can talk about anything you want about your book. Mm-hmm. Let's start out, though, with that gripping part about viewing a loved one's body after that loved one has passed on in the home as opposed to a funeral home. What are some of the advantages of that, Jerry?
Well, as a young kid, I think I was part of the last generation to experience a viewing for a family member in the person's home. Death of a loved one is difficult enough, but when you see them in the environment which held memories of laughter and games and apple pie, the comprehension of those times are now tainted with sorrow that haunted the memories of young kids that were not mature enough to experience such a sad event. The events depicted in this story are the times more than 60 years ago when some young children were required to pay their last respects to departed family members and friends. The sadness, the fear, the lack of comprehension inundated the very soul of the child, yet it was believed the very spirit of the departed would not be at peace until family members acknowledged their love. This is the story of the weakness of one child in a very desperate and unrelenting situation.
Wow. Well put. Well put, Jerry. We're all getting that message loud and clear. And part of that message, and I learned something from what you just said. It's not just about the grieving family, where it's a little bit easier for them to see the body in their own home and grieve and express that that wonderful love of that person. But you're also saying that that individual who has passed on, now when he or she is in his or her own home, it makes it easier for that soul to transgress into that afterlife as well. I'm putting it my way, but that's what I got from what you were saying. Expand on that aspect, too, for my listeners. How is it better for that individual who has passed on to be seen in his own home?
It's probably, I guess nothing is really easy, but it's probably easier because they're familiar surroundings, but the kids they see something that they never saw before. They saw maybe a dining room table, then maybe last night they just had at dinner because in Grandma's home, and all of a sudden there is such a change in the environment that the kids don't understand it, and they they were stressed out for the most part because they wanted to even shake Grandma or Grandpa their arm, and they don't move. And this is a situation that I've gone to a couple, and I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
And you felt like you should run away. And in fact, part of the story leads to the kids running out the front door. They didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
And it goes on from there. And for the parents to have the child to have them go back into the house, and then we would have a different environment, or take them to a different environment in the home.
Yeah, we get it.
Nothing was ever easy, and it was always difficult to see people that you love so much.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And people, if you want to make it easier on you and your loved ones, you can order this book, Thoughts of Family, by our special guest, Jerry Miller, on People of Distinction with Al Cole. And the book is available on Amazon. You can also go to his publisher's website, and that is authorreputationpress.com. Tell us how it expands into other areas as well with family life, Jerry.
Well, the other areas that it expands to is, the people that lost their lives in battle for our country and for the people in our country. And I have a poem that I wrote about that,
Oh,
And I
good.
said, it's hard to express how deeply I love this country of ours and how sacred they are that die in far places. So we here at home can continue to enjoy the freedoms most people take for granted. It's hard to express the pride I have in this great country when I hear the Star-Spangled Banner and I place my hand over my heart and I face the American flag. It's hard to express when walking through Arlington Cemetery and I see each and every one proudly displaying the flag that followed great men and women to faraway places and back home to their final resting place. It's hard to express what ran through my mind as I helped carry my dad's flag-draped coffin when we vivid memories of long ago had him carrying me. I do understand why we love this brilliantly colored friend of ours. It has been our confidant that stuck by us as a constant reminder of those we love and cherish.
Well, that's a beautiful poem. Now,
Thank you.
that poem that you just read, Jerry, that's in your book, Thoughts of Families, as well?
Absolutely. The Thoughts of Family, Thoughts of Family are, no matter what you do or what you say, it has some type of meaning for all of your family.
Yeah.
And that poem I thought was something that I wanted to. I have several poems in here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, read another one for us.
Oh, okay. Let me get. Okay. This is a poem named Time, Time. If we could accept this moment in time, the memories would be beautifully mine. We would have no moments of regret. We would forget about the time of fret. But we do take for granted this moment in time, thinking it will always last and forgetting it's not totally mine. But for all the time we had no time, cannot compare to the gift we shared if for a moment, a brief moment in time.
Wow.
And that's
that
poems.
So deep. Yeah, you're a deep guy, Jerry. We like that on People of Distinction. And we have enough time for another poem as well from Thoughts, from your book. Give us another one.
Sure, absolutely. Okay. Thank you, my mom, for all you have done. You played an important part to make my childhood fun. I'll never forget all the things you did, the fun we had when I was a kid. I'll love you forever, that's for sure. So please remember, this love will endure.
Look at that. These, people, this goes out to you, my listening audience right now. Make a quick reflection. Then we'll get back to Jerry. We need to honor family again. And we know that. Jerry knows that. You, my listening audience, know that too. And the best way that we can honor our family members is to honor them in life. As we, do honor them in death, but honor them in life. Appreciate your mother, your father, the sister, the brothers, and also, of course, your spouse and your children. And give them a big part of the time of your life as well. We need to communicate more. We need to listen to each other's thoughts. And we need to have that special time with them. Not just, the things that we call vacation time and not just the things that we throw in there, but every single day. we should be asking them how they feel and what is going on in their lives and ways that we might be able to help them, and also ways that they might be able to help us. See, that's real family life, and Jerry is hitting it with his wonderful poems and his wonderful book. Now, we're going to cap it off here in the final minutes, Jerry, with you saying anything else that you want to say about your book for my listeners and for people all around the country who would like to learn more about family life through your book. What else can you offer them through your book, Jerry?
I can offer them another poem.
Please do. Yes, we would like that.
It's called Time. It was meant to be parallel to what you just said. If we could accept this moment in time, the memories would be beautifully mine. We would have no moments of regret. We would forget about the time of fret. But we do take for granted this moment in time, thinking it will always last and forgetting it's not totally mine. But for all the time, we had no time, cannot compare to the gift we shared, if for only a brief moment in time.
Wonderful, wonderful poem, wonderful thoughts. And we hail Jerry on People of Distinction with Al Cole. And if you want to order his book one more time, you can order it at Amazon.com, Thoughts of Family, and our special guest, Jerry Miller. And you can order it at his publisher's website as well, ARPress.com. Thank you so much, Jerry, for being my special guest on People of Distinction. And I will say one other thing to my listeners. Honoring family is one of the ways of honoring yourself as well. Because when you have people around you who love you and who you love, you can actually go inside of yourself every once in a while and say, wow, how blessed I am. And you can appreciate life more that way. The more you appreciate life in your own being, the more you can give of life back to the people who you love and help them. And maybe not only just the people that you love, maybe your next door neighbor, maybe other people that you come into contact with on a day-to-day basis. You can be more cheery with them because you have that security of love within through your family relationships. And that's what it's all about.
You absolutely got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. And you got it too. And thank you for this wonderful Spotlight interview. We wish you all the best with your book and your life directions. Thank you so much, Jerry. This has been my pleasure to have you on People of Distinction today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I liked it.
Yeah.